Welcome on back to Skippers. Today I have 3 players to buy. 2 of them struggling pretty bad and one is a nice little start to the season. But guys, I am thinking that you need to invest in for your fantasy baseball teams. Thank you to So Rare MLB for sponsoring the video. Do not forget to subscribe, join the Discord. Let's get into the players. First player I am thinking about buying is going to be Melendez of the Royals. To start the season, he's hitting 158. He has 1 home run, 6 runs batted in, a 554 OPS, and a weighted runs created plus of a lowly 56. Early on to start the season, Melendez is the king of the real stats to expected stats differential. He ranks 6th in highest differential from weighted on base average to expected WOBA, 2nd in slug to expected slug, and 16th in batting average to expected batting average. The expected statistics love Melendez because he hits the ball incredibly hard. He ranks in the top 1% of the league in average exit velocity and hard hit percentage, while being in the top 5% of the league in max exit velocity and barrel percentage. This has all happened with him running a batting average on balls in play of only 250. The expected stats have Melendez's batting average almost 100 points higher at 243, and his expected ISO is in the 90th percentile. Melendez has the tools to do a lot more damage at the plate, and I think it's coming. MJ has been hurt by Kauffman Stadium. Of his 1 home run, looking at expected home runs by park, only Cleveland and Pittsburgh have him at 1 expected home run. Every other park in baseball is higher than that, including what would be 7 home runs in Texas and 6 home runs in Chicago, Tampa, Seattle, and Houston. His 55% pull rate isn't outrageous for his pull numbers, but his zone contact percentage of 68.8% is horrendous. Although it wasn't crazy impressive, his zone contact percentage last year was 81.3%. I think he's closer to the 81.3% number than what he is at right now, and once he cuts down on the swing and miss, there is big time power and production potential from Melendez. The second player is Bregman of the Astros so far this season. He's hitting 197. He has 2 bombs, 7 runs batted in, a 641 OPS, and a weighted runs created plus of 91. Bregman is once again doing the thing where he plays by far his worst baseball in the first month of the season. In his career, he runs his lowest weighted on base average and weighted runs created plus in April, and he turns it on in the second half. In the first half of the season, in his career, he hits 263, while in the second half, he hits 291. Bregman is once again another guy who isn't playing up to his expected stats. His expected batting average sits at 252, his expected slug at 468, and his xWOBA is at 376. These are 3 numbers that are much better than his actual stats. Although the numbers on the surface aren't pretty, Bregman is still showing his solid approach at the plate as he has more walks than strikeouts on the season. And once again, he is crushing right-handed pitching to the tune of 137 weighted runs created plus. The main problem is a negative 38 weighted runs created plus against lefties, where he is 2 for 20. Bregman looks to have gotten away from pulling the ball to start this season. He hasn't had a pull percentage less than 43% since 2017, and right now he's sitting at only 36.4% pull. The data once again looks solid for Bregman. He's not chasing and striking out a lot. He has a decent barrel rate, and his career average exit velocity is right on track. As long as he's able to get back pulling fly balls into the Crawford boxes, Bregman is going to have a good chance of success for your fantasy teams. If you guys aren't playing So Rare MLB in addition to your year-long fantasy, what are you doing? So Rare, you're able to play in tournaments that happen over certain series. You have players that are cards, and you're able to earn upgrades, and it's been nice last week, and finally got some upgrades. You see the team now. I was able to use one of my common card swaps here, pick up Nick Lodolo as well. I had Jeffrey Springs there. The injuries, it's tough to do. You have a free swap on the common cards, and then I earned Teoscar Hernandez, which should be a nice little thing. Happy with how we went, so let's set up our team again for this upcoming game week 7. I'm going to go into the minors again. I had some success there. So let's register here. Starting pitcher, Nick Lodolo for that game week is going to be probable. He sets up against the Pittsburgh Pirates, I believe, on Sunday. So Nick Lodolo for sure going in. Devin Williams, it's the only reliever I got. He is going in my relief pitcher slot. These 2 guys, Jake Berger and Derek Hall. Jake Berger has come up, as you guys saw in my video yesterday. He's placing 3 different lefties this week. I'm going to be putting Jake Berger in the lineup at the corner infielder position. Fortunately, this is pretty much made for me. Yandy Diaz and Gabriel Moreno. Let's see who Diaz has in these games. So it's going the Pirates into the Phillies. So I believe Phillies will be game week 7. And then Gabriel Moreno They are going up against the Padres. So I'm taking Gabriel Moreno in that one. I like who I have for my teams here. Corbin Carroll seems to be just an awesome fantasy player. There's no reason I cannot be playing him again. So extra, the hitters. Teoscar Hernandez gets don't know who he gets after the Brewers here, but I think the upside's there for that. Yuri Ruiz is going to be my last pick in there again. I'm just trying to crack in there, get some nice little rewards from my So Rare. But that's this team I have, again, submitting it finally for game week 7. If your fantasy baseball seasons aren't off to a hot start, So Rare MLB is the best way to get back into the fantasy baseball swing without having to join other leagues. Make sure you click the link in the description to join So Rare MLB and play along and see how you guys do in these tournaments as well. And finally, a guy with solid numbers to start this year, Yandy Diaz of the Rays. To start the year, he's hitting 241, 4 home runs, 9 runs batted in, 873 OPS, and a weighted runs created plus sitting at 150. The main surprising thing for me is that Yandy Diaz is only rostered in 71% of Yahoo leagues, but I think what he's done to start 2023, again, is super impressive. Although he's never been a big-time power or RBI guy, Diaz is well above a league average hitter when you look at his weighted runs created plus numbers. Last season, in only 130 games, he had a weighted on-base average at 366 and ran a weighted runs created plus of 146 to go along with a 296 average. That should have helped you big time in categories and something that is actually usable in fantasy baseball. Yandy Diaz is once again smoking baseballs. He's in the top 5% of the league in average exit velocity, max exit velocity, expected weighted on base average, and hard hit percentage. To go along with this, last year he was in the top 3% of the league in both strikeout and walk rate, both of which are tracking similarly in 2023. This little home run surge has kind of come out of nowhere, and it's impressive to see where it has come from, as Yandy Diaz has bumped up his launch angle big time. That has helped his ISO go through the roof. Yandy's career average launch angle is 5.4 degrees, which is understandable for a guy who hits for a great average, but not so great power-wise. To start this season, Yandy's average launch angle is 16.5 degrees. He seems to have committed to hitting way more fly balls. His fly ball percentage sits at 51.1%, while his career average is only 29.4%. His numbers are fantastic, but still, he's missing more than normal. Also, as well, just not swinging as many pitches as he normally is. He's still below his career zone contact percentage numbers, while still running an expected batting average of 314. Things point to Yandy continuing on these trends, and he should be another solid fantasy option, as well as having a ton of volume while the Rays continue to hit him in the leadoff spot. Let me know what you guys think of these 3 players that you're buying right now. Obviously, they're all 3 hitters. Next week, we'll probably do some pitchers or pitchers to sell off. Thank you to So Rare for sponsoring the video. Thank you guys again for watching this video. Subscribe, join the Discord, and I'll see you guys later in the week.